Who you got?
That's just yeah. Good, how are you? Yeah, that's where you go through. No, I've got right. Only 21 hours. Well, it comes from 2. Yeah, we've got a car park. The car park. If you're out to sea. Boots on.
Second one, all long.
Messi was too far away. We've got two usual suspects out there. Mario, Otamendi.
He went through it. Well, he went through the side.
Went through the side. I've got to see it back.
Well, I think they'll move it. Same as today. They'll train early. They'll move.
What time do we got this morning?
6. Press is 5:15, but I think they'll move to 1 o'clock. It'll be tight, but it's doable.
It's hard to get to that stadium. I think.
Yeah,
Go in the car.
Steady. It's like half an hour.
We've got loads of things. We've got loads of
Really smell coming through his gap. Really? You have to move. Really? Just like, stunk out his gap, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, the green one is quite good.
No sponsor on it though.
It's really nice.
That's amazing, that. He's first.
Really nice touch.
He's first team sponsor.
They've done it for they've done it for all of them. Because whoever's come up, they've done it, they've gone through his jersey. Fair enough. He's a great too, isn't he? You know what? Is that Royal Semrup down by you, wasn't it? Semrup down Who was the you would have got loads of them. Yeah, that's the Newcastle one. There's another one. In South London.
Yeah, that's right.
We've got one of these places as well. Rangers, isn't it? Just send up. There's the one that Well, yeah, I was looking at international because they're normally on solely two decided to discuss it before. Whatever an option for you guys for that. Not for Costa Rica, I'm thinking more for the New Zealand.
So I don't know if you do that, we probably need a contractual stuff.
You get this. Yeah. It's actually not helpful. What? You do? Yeah, he's on the phone, I'll leave him to it. There is actually something to that. I'll just ask him about I think that might be 25 and 25. Probably the old guy. Oh, 100%. Is that Wales? Yeah, Wales. By India. Yeah. Standards that. Great. So precious. Yeah, that was a 5 pound business from 3 Well, then they can do it. Because that was only my template. Right.
No, we just did the right to that. It's almost like a World Cup. Sorry?
Depends what we do.
No, after this. Very cold now. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm doing the notes, so thanks again, you guys.
It's annoying because that sort of thing, you'd think they'd be happier shooting. That'd be great, to be honest. Yeah. I'm just so scared. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I think even in that, when I work at West Ham, you keep the distance.
They all go quite well.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, of course. Couldn't get nothing to get it. He went Bunting mental, didn't he? He went Stephen Bunting mental. He does that at the office. He walks around.
I do, yeah.
Where'd you get your rubber band?
You right? Drop. The bin one? Yeah. It's good fun. Somewhere find it out the You up? Sounds the one for something. What? Lady.
Does she not know the... Does she not know how much this matters for what?
She's too good.
She's picking her up.
Yeah.
Really, was it? Oh,
She said, "Oh,
oh, look at this.
not that you're crazy."
I know, not crazy.
She said, "I want to go to the drink."
That will go to a false sense of security. You won't be expecting it.
Yeah. You don't order the news.
And that's different. The dog, half this dog, I just gave everything up and spent 5 hours a day practicing dogs. You've got to start. I'm not saying that. There's obviously that as well, but the only thing I'd say is I don't
Well, that's the thing. I like to play when she goes out. I like to like 5, 3, 5. Never play this time of year. Winter, November, January. That starts to be. Or put ball outside.
actually right. When it's cold, go sit in the pub and get out.
I got one in my office. Yeah. It's got a sound problems with that. There's all the cameras. It's going to be on.
All of the last 12 World Cup. That side, was kids. That side, there's every ball of the last 12 World Cup in a display cabinet. You buy it $250. In fact, they've just reduced it to $2.
Wow, that's a good one.
CGL camera set in case I just get it back.
Good idea.
There's an agent on there as well who's got
It's all right, yeah.
close up. Still at 20. Keep it straight. Keep it in that 20. Yeah, you're all right, aren't you? 60
Yeah. Because they'll be direct when it's like down the super as well, isn't
Okay, you guys, let's get warm, okay?
Right, let's get warm.
Which one are the green ones, right?
I like the green one.
Oh, okay. No, it's a good thing we're getting warm. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Ever anybody's talking. Don't do
That score, you would have been. You're not bad.
I mean, that would have been like 2. But you...
Just warm me up. Don't tell them dating. Keep the expectations low.
We call it a ring.
That's a 9, yeah.
I'm trying to get oh, that's nice.
Are you sure you don't know where it's going to go?
I'm watching up there. Did you get out dance? You get out dance. Yeah, that's what we're seeing. Usually in the summertime when there's no other sports. Get an early one.
180. Okay, so I have another question. When this happens, have you guys witnessed this before?
Yeah.
Okay, so do I just get 3 throws and we count it up and then he gets 3 throws and that's it?
You might want to warm up.
Really? Is he prepared? Like, does he know he's doing this? Will his team said, by the way, like you're up there, you gotta get ready. Do you think anybody's ever done it with a scrunchie on their hand? Probably not. It's a short kind of yeah, that is. If it has a background of a nice
You don't get to see our World Championship.
I already started posting about like Chris.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen that. Everyone dresses up. There's a lot of people at home. It's a bucket list for them. Family tournaments.
There was somebody who was amazed, right, for being like such a good person. Phil Taylor? What's a CB? Okay, question. If you're CB, a special front underneath? Oh, gotcha. Okay, so hold on. That's the top. Are those 2 different things? Yeah, Lord, don't you have to be being a Lord? Sorry, I wasn't sure if you said commander or commander, but if it was a British accent, then everyone gets the same question. But like, if you're in not, yeah, but you don't get to be like a for women, there's like lady, what's the highest? Dame. So, Judy Dench, she Dame, and so Dame and Sir equivalent.
Yes. Okay. The man gets 90.
Any athletes?
Yeah. Emma Hayes is US. This was a
Tuesday. We actually
There's an answering machine in our pocket.
She had an incredible story about like when she programs and all this fighting for women's rights.
It's still
That's
going in and out of it.
But she was with,
One thing to another dime. Fucking dime. Help us out. Hamilton. She won 5-11.
Hey, Ollie. I'm Claire. I'm from Canada. Nice to meet you too. Have you ever played darts?
I won at the Euros, I think. Did you? Yeah.
I basically do it once a year when I'm kind of like tipsy at a bar, so you're probably gonna win there.
Well, I beat against you.
Yeah. I don't know how I got selected. You guys gonna cheer me on, right? Yeah. Let's go.
You go first one.
Really? You don't even want to warm up?
No, ladies first.
Gosh, I'm really nervous. Oh! Bad start.
I think that's split is in one.
Oh, that's really good.
That's good.
Oh, not bad, right? Right? Let's go. Let's give it up.
What is it, 15? So
Do
what's
I
that?
hit minus for the... Wait, do I collect them? Do I collect them?
Oh, 66 to beat. 66.
So wait, triple 17, right?
No, double 17.
We've added it up?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Great effort.
Good luck. Crushed me.
Sorry.
Okay, no, congratulations. You're clearly from England.
Dickhead. You got the final score for us? You got the final score for us?
I'm sorry you guys
That was a great effort.
Good score.
5 plus 9, 94.
Quite score so far. Not bad, eh? Yeah. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to England Media Centre here at Casey Parks, joined by Lee Watkins. Once again, apologies for the delayed start, but as ever, if we can keep it to 2 questions per person so we can get around as many of you as possible. Rob, are you ready to go?
Oi, nice to see you. Thomas has talked a lot about the importance of the substitutes of this World Cup, and true to his word, we got all 5 on against Croatia. And I think it's fair to say all of them had an impact as well. How heartening is that for you?
Yeah, I think everyone's crucial in this squad. I think the squad depth that we have and the players, you know, coming off the bench the other day, I think I was really excited when I saw, 60, 70 minutes that he was basically changing the whole front three apart. Well, he brought on Rashi, Bakayo and Morgan, and then threw in Jed at the end as well. Yeah, I think bringing on pacey players that just want to run forward, score more goals. I think it's exciting, and I think everyone's got a big part to play in this competition.
With that said, we're a bit worried about Bukayo Saka. We know he came with this little Achilles problem that he had from Arsenal, and he's been really positive about it in what he's said to us. From a striker's perspective, can you give us an impression of what he does differently, what makes him so special, and crucially, how did he look today?
He's trying to put me on the spot there. No, so I'm not in the physio department, but he hasn't missed a day of training, so I think that's a good thing. I think he's played so many games throughout these last few years. You can see, because he's a crucial player for Arsenal and very important, because he's a top quality player, and he brings quality to the pitch. For Arsenal and England, I think he's very important, as everyone can see. So I think, managing, niggles going into a competition is very important. For the later stages, you need important players like him to be ready to play and step up when called upon. So, to play with him, I've only played with him a handful of times, but he's very unselfish, and that's perfect as a striker. Someone who's always looking for you, and I feel like he makes always the right decision as a footballer. Whenever he receives the ball, he's going to always make the right decision, and I think that's the hardest thing to do in football.
Top man, thank you.
Sammy? Yes.
Hi, Ollie. I don't know if you've seen, but Jeremy Doku's got some criticism for flying back to Belgium to be with to attend the birth of his first child. So on Father's Day specifically, how can I just get your personal view on maybe the criticism, and then also just generally the dynamic and complexities of being in such a demanding sport that takes up so much of your time and energy, and your commitments to family and those big moments in life.
Yeah, I saw that this morning, actually. I don't know, no one in here asked the question, did they?
No.
No, I was going to say, because from my perspective, I think someone labelled it disgusting, and I think, for a start, that's not a way to label a birth. Obviously, I've seen what my wife had to go through in birth, and that was quite smooth sailing, but I know family members and friends that haven't had it that way. Like he said, it only happens once. Your first child, welcoming them to the world is a blessing, and you don't get that opportunity. There's a lot of times where you're away from family and friends during the season, and it's very difficult periods. So to miss that would be tough, and I see where he's coming from. I think he has all right to go back and be there. I think we're very privileged men at the end of the day, and I'm sure he will have a lot of support to be able to get back and get there as quickly as possible, make sure he's there to support her, and then fly back out. So I don't think it's anyone else's business what he gets up to after training, and I think if he goes back and does that, I think that's fair enough. I would want to do it. I've got 2 kids, like I said, and I don't see the problem with it.
Thank you. And then can I just ask a question about Ghana and some of the threat that they pose in the game, and how much homework have you done as a squad on what threat they may carry?
Yeah, to be fair, the thing I like about this manager is obviously he highlights their threats. We know Semenyo is a great player, as you've seen in the last few seasons. But he focuses a lot on ourselves and what we're trying to do with the ball, and how we're trying to dominate them, and what we're doing out of possession, in possession, some tactical things we can do to hurt them. So, yeah, that's a really positive thing that I've seen from the manager, and then when it gets closer to the game, so more tomorrow, we'll do some focus on them.
Ollie, you obviously work very closely with Harry Kane. He equalled the England World Cup record for goals against Croatia. Does he, to you, look physically in a much better place than he was 2 years ago? And whilst you're very different types of players, are there things that you look at and try and emulate or nick for your own game?
I think with H, I think his performances speak for himself. His goal record speaks for himself. I don't think I can really emulate what he does. I think he's very unique. The way he plays the game, he's very intelligent, and I can't play the game like him. So we have complete different strengths. I stick to what I know I can do, and I don't try and copy or do anything like that. And stick to my strengths really.
You and Ivan both scored in that friendly you had against Sporting KC the other day. It's quite an interesting approach that the manager has played these games. I know that they're not full sets of 90 minutes, but even for you as a striker, does scoring and playing a different type of opposition, does that help in its own way?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you're just training the day after, it's tough. So there's actions that you can't repeat in a game. They happen naturally, and I think it's just good to get that flow of minutes into your legs rather than from game-based scenarios, rather than just running straight line and box to box after the game in the stadium. It's not nice to do that. I'd prefer to play a game after, like we have been, as tiring as it is with all the travelling. It gets it out your legs, and you feel much better doing it that way. So yeah, I think from us boys, good dedication, and we've grinded it out, and it's been really enjoyable actually.
But Henry, cheers.
Hi, Ollie. Western Supermare showing all the games in the clubhouse. They've been posting good luck messages on social media. Now that you're here, and when you see that, does it make you appreciate the journey that you've been on? Because it's not been a classic journey in terms of how a lot of players come through.
Yeah, 100%. I'm sure there's a lot of players here in the World Cup that have had a journey similar to mine in different countries. And I think everyone's probably feeling the same, very grateful. I haven't looked back really and thought about, Western's showing games in the clubhouse. I've just kind of tried to enjoy every minute really. The facilities we've got and the way we're looked after is second to none. And I've just tried to take it all in, enjoy every moment, and soak it all up.
We saw you playing on the right against New Zealand. I mean, is that, you obviously want to play, but does that bring the best out of you?
I wouldn't say it's my best position. I wouldn't say it's my best position. I think it was just trying to squeeze everyone in and find positions where everyone could get minutes. That was the opening game. I don't think I'll be playing there. Bukayo and Noni are much better in that position. Let's put it that way. No, I don't think I'll be playing there. No.
Hi, Ollie. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Love a little bit more insight from you on Morgan Rogers. Obviously, you play with him for club and for country. He's fantastic already, but how much more potential does he have?
I think Morgan can go to the very top. You've seen what he can do in a short space of time, in 18 months, how he's developed and started to perform at that top level, which has got him all the recognition that he deserves. And I think he's got his head on his shoulders at the end of the day. I think he's an intelligent guy who's hard-working and very confident in his own ability. And I think he can go to the very top. It speaks for himself.
Thank you. And then just a bit more on Thomas Tuchel. We watched him at close quarters in training. We don't get to see him. Usually he's quite quiet, standing, just observing. But yesterday he was fully involved in it. What's it like as a player having his coaching methods and him driving you and pushing you on every day?
Yeah, I think he's not afraid to shout at you. He's always demanding from you, making sure you're on it every day. I think you saw it with Jed, that he was saying, wake up, wake up. it was lucky that it wasn't me. I think I made a mistake just before Jed did, and he ended up shouting at Jed, luckily. But I think it just shows you that he's a winner at the end of the day, and he's always driving the standards, making sure we're on it. And I think that's what you need when you obviously the aim is to win a World Cup. So yeah, very demanding. But when it's around the base camp, he's very relaxed and chilled.
Claire, then Craig.
England looked so capable of just the offense and scoring in that first match, but there's been a bit of criticism about the defense and if it's good enough to win the World Cup. What are your thoughts on that statement?
Yeah, I'm unsure. I'm unsure about that statement. Really, I think people are always going to, try and criticise and find certain areas they can pick on. But I think defensively, we've got world-class players at the end of the day who have won, major trophies, played at the highest level possible. So I'm unsure about that statement. But I think maybe we started the game a little bit nervous the other day. But you've seen, once the nerves were out of the lads' system, I think second half absolutely blew Croatia away. And, I think it's a World Cup at the end of the day. I think this group has, have not all been together. It's the first time we've all played together at a World Cup. So there will be nerves. I think it's normal. But yeah, like I said, when that was out of the lads' system, I think the second half was unbelievable. And going forward, I think it will get better and better.
Craig.
Hi, Ollie. You revealed last month that you've spoken to Michael Owen at times over the last year or so in terms of getting that help and that insight. Michael Owen then spoke very well about it last week and took us inside that relationship. Just from your perspective, can you expand on that and what that's done for you?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he said last week. I didn't.
He said you were too nice. You've got to be nastier.
Oh, did he? Yeah. No, so on the pitch, I think I've definitely taken that sort of element into the games, the back end of the season. I think you saw how well I've done, and that's why I'm here in this position. And yeah, I definitely felt it helped. But yeah, there was times where I would say I was maybe a bit too nice on the pitch. He just gave me an insight on how he felt I could improve, and at the end of the day, I felt like Michael Owen was underrated, really. I think people don't talk about how good he was, maybe just because it was the start of his career. He had that amazing run. I think if it was later on in his career, people would talk about him a lot, or hold him in a lot higher regard. So yeah, I just reached out to him, and yeah, it's good that I've got that kind of a player of that quality to use as a soundboard.
David.
Hi, Ollie. Thomas Tuchel said many times that he wants England to look like a Premier League club. I'm curious about how do you think he's doing that?
Yeah, I think from his perspective, I know what he's saying. I think about the intensity of the Premier League. I think it's higher than any other league in the world. Just based off running stats, physical capability. I think you've seen the demands of the Premier League. So I think in that aspect, that's what he wants us to be like. To play on the front foot and bring that high energy and be able to, keep running and physically be, very dominant. And I feel like we're doing a good job of that.
And looking at your personal experience, as you said, first World Cup, I'm pretty sure it was your dream when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
What are you making so far? What are you liking, and what do you think this experience will give to you and your career?
To be honest, from the games, I think it could be. Don't get me wrong. Don't quote this, but I think it could be one of the most exciting World Cups. I think you've never seen games with so many goals. Teams are scoring 4 or 5 goals. It's not as cagey. When I previously watched previous World Cups, a lot of the games maybe 1 or 2-0, very cagey. Teams don't want to come out. Whereas this, I feel like teams are on the front foot going for it, and it's exciting to watch. When we're not involved in the games, I'm watching them, and yeah, it's been nice to see.
Ed.
Yes. Hi, Ollie. You ended the season back in England in great form, and obviously got into the Champions League. Villa won the Europa League. and you've got experience of playing in big tournaments and scoring winning goals for England. Do you feel that you're kind of in the best shape you could be to, you know, come on and make an impact at this World Cup?
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like I understand the competition now. I understand that everyone has their moment. Everyone has a part to play. And when I see other players having their moment, I'm really happy for them, you know, because I experienced mine in a great time, obviously in the semi-final. But leading up to that point, before, everyone had a part to play in certain moments. And yeah, I know that's the same for this tournament as well.
Okay, we've got quite a few stacked up now, so keep to one question each. Should be great, Tom.
Hi, Ollie. Following on from that, there's been a lot of talk about Thomas's finishes, you know, subs off the bench. You're probably our best example of that from the goal against the Netherlands. Just wondered if you've given any advice to your teammates about, you know, how to act when you're on the bench during a game ahead of the chance of coming on, and if not, what advice would you give them?
No, I was speaking to Jude about it because he was asking me how, you know, what's your mentality, you know, as you know, you're not going to play. And I said I felt like there's no pressure on me to come on. At the end of the day, I think the expectation for me is people don't see me playing. Obviously, they see Harry playing, but I know what I can bring to the table. I watch the game when I'm on the bench. I can see the game opens up. It's a completely different game when you start a game of football to when you finish it. I've experienced that as a substitute. There's so many more opportunities when you come on. A lot of people are tired, they lose focus, and sometimes it can be better to be a substitute than to start the game. So yeah, I think the most important thing is when we're not starting the game, when we're on the bench, you know, watch carefully what the opposition player is doing, because you know when you come on the field, then you get that opportunity to kind of punish them at the end of the day.
Ian, then Alex.
Ollie, are you a fan of the rehydration breaks? I wondered if you thought that they're having more of a tactical impact at the World Cup than perhaps people thought they would do beforehand.
To be honest, I think, judging from when we played the first friendly game, it was very hot, and my game is like repeated sprints, so it's very hard to get your breath back. So I found it was beneficial during that game. Obviously, I've not played in the World Cup yet. I think with the closed stadium, it's different, the temperature. But yeah, I can't speak for how the boys feel out there at the end of the day. So, but I did find it beneficial in the friendly match.
Thanks. Yeah.
From a tactical point of view, yeah, I think it should be used just to get drinks on board and not to have a team talk. But I think if you're trying to pass a drink round to everyone, there's going to be a moment where you're all together. So yeah, why not use it as a tactical break as well?
Alex.
Hi, Ollie. Just to ask you about Elliot Anderson. He's become a key player for England in not very long at all, really.
Yeah.
Just wondering what you've seen from his progression since he came into the England squad and how he's progressed in the Premier League as well.
Yeah, I can't remember the first time in the England squad when I was with him, but I didn't realise how good he was, training with him towards the back end of the season when I played against Forest in the semi-final of the Europa League. I didn't actually realise how good he was until you play against someone. I think you don't realise, and yeah, I can see why he's been spoke about in such high regard, and why he has a lot of interest, around him. He can do everything really, and yeah, it surprised me, his qualities.
Hamza.
Hi, Ollie. I just wanted to ask you about the Netherlands goal again. Could you just explain what it literally feels like when you get the call from the manager on the bench? What is going through your head that you're about to come on? I do remember you also coming on immediately, and then I think you went to Jude and said, look for me, and then you had a discussion with him, and then you executed that. So you clearly had targeted something that you saw from the bench. But what's that feeling like first, and then what's it like actually going onto the pitch? Is it, I'm now the man sort of thing?
No, it wasn't that. I remember I was I got told to warm up and be prepared to come on. I think, and that was about 15 minutes before, and then it kept getting later and later, and I didn't think I was eventually going to come on, but yeah, I did, and I think I've spoken about it so many times before. I said I was going to score that day, and I did. But yeah, it's the best feeling to come on and change the game, and look, I'm hoping to do that again this tournament.
Two more to go. Here then, Jonathan.
Hey, Ellie. Matt McMullen with the Kansas City Chiefs. So you've been in Kansas City for about a week now. Just curious what you think of the city so far, and if you know anything about the American football team here.
I don't know too much about the NFL. We did get a jersey. Which jersey was it?
Kansas City Chiefs.
No, there's another one as well.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I wore a Dallas Cowboys jersey into Kansas the other day, and I was with my family, and the guy said to me, "You can't wear that around here." So yeah, I won't be wearing that again. But yeah, I don't know too much about American sports. But look, the hospitality's been amazing, and I feel like everyone's so friendly over here. But yeah, I need to check out, I think, Joe's barbecue as well, I think, at some point.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Hi, Ollie. Just how important is it to sort of wrap the group up on Tuesday with a win, game to spare?
Sorry, what was that, sorry?
How important is it to wrap the group up, qualification with a win, with a game to spare?
Yeah, I think, look, every game you play, I think we want to win at the end of the day. We're preparing now for, the game at hand, and yeah, doing all we can to win. I think we want to top the group. I think we want to win every game, and yeah, progress through the next round. I think that's everyone's aim at the end of the day. But yeah, we're in a good position so far. But yeah, we need to keep building on the Croatia performance.
Thank you very much, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Cheers.